I'm very excited to hear what you're going to share.
Yeah, no worries.
So, how's your experience been, Damal?
Good. Overall, good. I mean, the thing is, the market from around February
Yes.
until maybe about a month ago,
Okay.
very, very choppy. Very, very choppy.
Great.
So I mean, it was hard to kind of make a good assessment in terms of what the market was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember one of the things that you mentioned when we're doing the course is patience, right?
Exactly.
So you can have all these tools, but if you're not patient in terms of, waiting for, you invest based on fundamentals,
Mm-hmm.
and then if the company is good balance sheet, and the numbers make sense from technical analysis,
Mm-hmm.
then patience is just that key ingredient to see the returns. So if I wasn't patient, I would have probably sold some of my positions and I would have sold them at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
But because of being patient, now the market is on fire again. Yeah, there's so many, like especially oil. Oil is going crazy right now.
Mm-hmm. I saw Facebook today.
You sold Facebook today?
No, I saw it. So
Okay.
all-time high, and I'm looking myself almost. I think when I look at my account was maybe. I think it was maybe close to 99%
Wow.
return on Facebook, whereas I was down 30%.
So when were you down 30%?
Somewhere around maybe around April, May.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because all of the tech stocks, right? Like all the tech stocks, so that's heavily impacted by the NASDAQ, or the NASDAQ is heavily impacted by all that because it's heavily tech. Yeah, they had a hard time because during the pandemic, much of 2020 from March on, they had the biggest bull run. So I think they needed a little bit of a correction and some consolidating. But again, patience.
Patience is the key.
You invest in good companies, including these tech stocks, because I have Apple, right? And Apple did nothing for a long time. Even before the start of the year, Apple was just kind of just mellow. And now I'm looking at it and it's starting to come back to life.
Yeah, I think they're all going to come back. There was a tension between the States and China. That did also help the market. And also the fact interest rate was going crazy up, right? All those raw materials. So companies have to invest more money to acquire those. Exactly. So you as an investor, you see, okay, this company, look at where lumber price were, So you just have to wait, and see. As an investor, you say, why do I need to invest into this company knowing that the margin will be reduced, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So at some point, everything comes. So that's why it's very important to buy decent company rather than buying stocks. So don't buy the stock, buy the company.
Exactly.
So buy the company. If it doesn't go bankrupt, you're still going to be, better off.
And that makes sense because sometimes people buy into the stocks and the hype, and when you buy into the stocks and the hype, there's no guarantee that you'll get your money back.
Exactly.
You may get a nice big return initially, but if things start to go sideways, how do you know to invest more and to buy and reduce your average cost? It's hard to say. At that point, then it becomes more of gambling as in investing. So
do you think the trainings you have taken have helped you maybe how to have a different perspective on how you actually choose the company where you put your money?
Yeah, it did. But I also think that the training was a big part of all the tools that I needed to have confidence in the market again. Because I did some investing before and I had some prior knowledge, but my biggest thing was I had fear, like a lot of fear, because I invested in certain companies not based on fundamentals per se, but based on speculation and based on hype. And I made a lot of money, but I didn't know how to, I guess, keep those earnings. So, just always not afraid to sell, but not knowing when to get out. And
exactly.
it burned me. So I felt like, okay, I don't have all the tools. And because, you know, you're timid, you're like, okay, what did I not do properly the first time around? So it keeps you a little bit timid. So I was very reluctant to get back into the market on a higher scale because I didn't want to be put back in a position where I felt like, you know, I was going to make that same mistake again. So the course was fun, a fundamental part to kind of relearn the fundamentals, relearn the tools, and understand how to get in, enter a trade, how to exit a trade, and then understand a little bit more of the intricate details in terms of stocks and the technical analysis part in terms of how to pick them, and what to look for in that sense. So, you know, to pick good companies and to be patient when things aren't necessary, when the trade's not going your way, or as you said, like if the trade goes completely sideways, to exit it and then to revisit it. So a lot of those tools are key, and I got a lot of that information from your courses. So I would say it helped.
Yeah, I'm very, very glad to hear that, you know, because I can really get excited. I want to know also what's happened after, you know, my student to take my classes. I'm going to do it for free. But in the meantime, I want to know I want to see you maybe 1 year, 2 year down the road, 4 year, be able to celebrate with you, right? It was worth it.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And it was not just the course, but I remember I was cleaning the snow in my driveway, and you asked me, because this was after I took the course, and you said to me, and I won't forget, because I certain things like this stay with me. And you said, you said, oh, how's the investing going, and what have you invested in? And I think at that point I was maybe like holding like a few positions, not a lot, and just a little bit timid still. And yeah, I was just not necessarily heavily invested in the market. And you're like, what are you so afraid about? And then you said part of business is execution. You know, you can have all the knowledge and you can have, you know, all the tools, but if you don't execute, then you're never going to, you know, gain anything from that. So, you know, it's one thing to have the knowledge, but it's another thing to execute, and you need to execute. And I remember like either that same day or like a few days after, I had put myself in more positions because I was like, you know what, Happy's right. I need to execute, because, you know, you saw from the class that my knowledge was there, but, you know, I was really lacking on the execution part because of fear. And now, looking at it, I'm at a point where I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid of the market. Yes, I don't like to see certain things trend backwards, or, you know, certain dips and whatnot. No one likes losing, but I'm a lot more comfortable in the market now, where I can have my positions, and I know, you know, I feel comfortable in my positions, and I have a better take in terms of what I want to invest in and what I want to stay away from. So, so I wouldn't say it's just the course; it's the overall package in terms of what you get. And I will add, I do like the fact that I know I was looking at some option contracts and whatnot, and I remember I was able to give you a call, and you were able to kind of talk me through some of that stuff. And I remember I was in a certain position, and you're able to kind of, you know, give me some insight in terms of the trade and how things could go from, you know, different scenarios. So the course is one thing, which was good, but then I think the entire package is also something else as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.